Hi there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona and welcome back if you're joining me again today. Today's class is a 35-minute full body yoga conditioning sequence, and it's part one of a new series of classes called Strong Body, Calm Mind. And this is a practice that you could take regularly during the week if you're interested in building tone and strength and you don't already have a dedicated strength building practice. And for all the benefits and how this particular series will roll out, you can check the description below. And if you'd like to find out more about the classes I'll be posting in the next few months, you can head over to my Patreon supporter page, and those details and the link are in the description below. No props required for this class, and I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. And begin your practice laying down on your back in reclined butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Taking your knees comfortably wide, soles of your feet together, resting your hands onto your body. We'll start by taking some slow, quiet breaths together, in and out through the nose, so you can make contact with your breath, reconnect to your body, and welcome yourself to your practice. Wherever you're at in your breathing cycle, empty your lungs. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. Continue on, focusing on a long, slow, calm breath in, and an equal, measured, quiet breath out. Adjusting the count to suit your capacity if you need to. And sensing your incoming breath moving into the front, side, back of your lungs. And inviting your outgoing breath to soften your inner body and sharpen your mental focus. Dedicating this practice to reclaim your strength, to feel confident and support your body in all its movements on and off the mat. And at times you may feel challenged when we linger in the poses, but use these opportunities to breathe an even slower breath, staying present to each in-breath, each out-breath. And oftentimes you'll find that focus will support you in finding the strength and resilience that you're capable of. Take one more breath in, one more breath out, and then bring your hands to the outside of your knees, invite them in together, gathering your knees in toward your chest. Take a little rock side to side, massage into your low back, your mid back and upper back. Now keep your right knee hugging in, extend your left leg out long, and we'll take a brief twist. Guide your right knee over to your left as you reach your right arm out to your right. Breathing your slow, quiet breath in, calm, even breath out. And then just moving back through center, and we'll switch sides. Left knee bends in toward your chest, right leg long and twist to your right. And then come back through center, place your feet to the floor, and again splay your knees wide. Bring the soles of your feet together and interlace your hands behind the back of your head. We're going to begin with some core work to connect you to center, where nearly all our movements originate from or pass through. Keeping your feet on the floor here. On an exhale, raise just your head and your shoulders, draw your low ribs toward your hips. Inhale, lower back down. So feet stay on the floor, keep going there, elbows wide, looking up and lowering down, conscious of your form and maintaining a nice slow breath. And our core is really the seat of strength and wisdom in our bodies, and when it's working optimally, it can really help and assist all our movements. When it's weak, it can impair how well the rest of our body works, and that can really sap your power. Let's just take 3 more here, slow and steady. And hold this last one at the top. Keep breathing. Keep your feet together if possible. Raise your feet and connect your elbows and knees. Then tap just your feet back down, keeping your head and shoulders lifted. Feet lifting and lowering with the slow pace of your breath. You're activating your deep lower abdominals here. Keep going, stay with it. You've got 3 more. And then hold it at the top. And then release. Take the knees wide, elbows wide. Final sequence here. On your exhale, we're going to lift and close the space between the elbows and knees. And then inhale, knees wide, elbows wide, lower back down. We've got 12 in total. You're halfway there. Last few. And then hold at the top, but don't hold your breath. Squeeze everything in and then relax back down. And point your knees toward the ceiling, widen your feet away from one another, and then invite your knees to knock in. Just for a brief rest, arms can rest alongside your body. Take a slow breath in and a calm breath out. 2 more here. Softening your back body into the mat. And then separate your knees, walk your feet in toward your buttocks, setting up for bridge pose to hold. Try and nestle your shoulder blades in and down your back. And conscious of how your feet are connecting to the mat. Toes spread, pressing through the big toes, little toes, center of your heel. And on an inhale, raising your hips for bridge. We're going to hold here for a minute. So making any adjustments with your feet, perhaps a little wider or further away to accommodate your low back. So you're making sure the apex of the curve in your spine is not just happening in your low back. And giving yourself space for your spine to extend in a smooth, uniform arch. You're also lengthening into your abdominals, and that should feel nice. Once you have that optimal shape, activating your hamstrings to support and share the effort through your body. So you're going to act like you're drawing your heels back toward your shoulders isometrically. And these simple isometric actions can really help in your practice to initiate an internal engagement so you can effectively amp up or down the level of effort. So anywhere in your practice, if you're holding some postures and it feels easy, there's not enough challenge, You can use this kind of engagement to adjust your effort. And take one more slow breath in. And then release your hips slowly down to the mat. Take a moment to rest and reset. Now bring your knees in toward your chest and then cross at your ankles. You can hold your feet here. We're going to come up onto tabletop, so if it's more comfortable you can roll out to your side or take a few rock and rolls up and down your spine. And then rolling up and over the legs. We'll meet on all fours. And setting your hands up under the shoulders, knees under your hips. And then maneuver your way through 3 rounds of cat and cow. So just arching, rounding your spine or any movement that feels good here. Letting your unrushed, calm breath overlap your movement. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine. We'll meet up in an elevated tabletop position, bear pose. So tuck your toes under here, step them a little wider apart, and then hover your knees just a few inches from the floor. So we'll move into a few rounds of shoulder taps. Getting steady, low, abdominals nice and firm. Left hand comes to your right shoulder, and then release down, right hand to your left shoulder. And release. Continue on. So drawing your hip points toward one another here, stabilizing your center so you can avoid your hips rocking or tick-tocking too much. And last one each side. Then press back to your first downward facing dog. Lengthening your stride, move and sway, pedal and stretch in a way that feels good for you here. And taking your time to arrive, make contact with your breath. And then moving yourself towards stillness here for 3 more breaths. On your inhale, shift forward to plank pose, top of your push-up. Finding your optimal form, shoulders over wrists, fingers spread, pushing the floor away, front body engaged. And just holding here, keep breathing. The next sequence we practice slow and then we repeat. So for this first class in the series, let's take the knees to the floor so you can comfortably move with integrity, find proper form and you breathe. Take a slow breath in. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, lift into cobra, no hands, light back bend, elbows squeeze back, legs long and strong. Exhale, palms to the floor, press back up, high push up. With the support of your knees. 4 more, inhale. Exhale, chest to your hands. Inhale, lift into your back bend, palms up. Exhale, hands down, press back, plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra variation. Exhale, plank. Last 2 in your own time. Elbows tucking in, working your triceps. Back extensor muscles. Last one. Press back and then downward facing dog. Take a calm, slow breath in and out. Reset. On your inhale, ripple forward to your high push-up. Exhale, knees or no knees, lower to your belly. Transitioning into Superman arms here. Reach your arms shoulder width apart overhead, palms face down. Rest and keep your forehead to the floor. Extend the legs back actively, and then on an inhale, lift your arms, lift your legs, and lower. 5 more. There's no rush, extending and lifting to the edge of your limbs and keeping your forehead resting. And then as you're ready, release, press back, downward facing dog. We'll do that sequence once more through. If things start to feel sloppy, just simply pause in your plank or do less reps and work on your form, focus on your breath if you are still working on your core and upper body strength. Inhale forward, plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the floor. Inhale, palms up, back bend. Exhale, press back, plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower to the floor. Cobra variation, lifting, palms up, palms down, press back, plank. 3 more. You've got this. Last one. Press back up. Plank pose. And then lower all the way down to the floor. We're taking our arms overhead, locust variation. Your forehead rests. And on an inhale, lift your arms and your legs. Exhale to soften back down. 5 more. Stretch right back through your toes, forward through your fingers as you lift. Last 2. And rest, pressing back to child's pose, balasana. Take the knees wide, big toes to touch. And calm the rhythm of your breath. So one of the benefits of moving slow is that it asks your muscles to fire differently, and it emphasizes control through your range of motion. So going slow, even though it's a little tougher, at times it can help to highlight areas of weakness, those places where you naturally want to rush, and that's oftentimes that high to low push-up. And it also encourages you to find good form, your sweet spot, and the right muscular engagement, so you're not loading your joints. So from here, we'll press back to downward facing dog to transition now. As you arrive, lengthen through your arms, down through your heels, and then put a light bend in the knees, look forward, come up to the top of your mat into a squat. So feet wider than your hips. You can turn the toes out there or have them facing forward. Hands to prayer at your heart. And I encourage you to find your own version of this shape. So more elevated, buttocks back, weight in your heels if your knees don't like deep flexion. We're going to alternate between squat and standing for 5. On your inhale, press up to stand, arms alongside your body, light squeeze to your buttocks. And then exhale, return to your version of squat. Slow and steady, inhale to stand, exhale to squat. 3 more. Finding that muscular engagement through your legs as they straighten. Lowering slow, core tight, finding your squat. And then as you're ready, come to stand. Toe heel your feet together, hands to prayer, center of your chest. Inhale, raise your arms overhead, shoulder width apart. And then exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit nice and low. Take another breath. Exhale and forward fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, step back to your plank pose. Greet your shape with a breath, eyes forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, your choice, just one here. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll keep it rolling. On your inhale, raise your right leg up and back. 3 core lunges. On an exhale, curl your knee to your nose, straight through the middle. Inhale, down dog splits. Exhale, right knee to your upper right arm. Inhale, lengthen your right leg back. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow. Hollow your belly, round your back. Inhale, down dog splits. Slow here, step forward, high lunge. Steady your foundation so your feet are staggered. And then raise your arms overhead. On your out-breath, hands to your hips. Feel your right heel into the mat for support. Your abdominals engaged, torso upright. On an exhale, lower and hover your left knee from the mat. Inhale to lift and straighten your left leg. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Slow and steady. Next time your left knee lowers, just hold it there. Then work towards straightening your left leg any amount. Breathe here. Calm breath in. Slow breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ground and seal your left heel to the mat now. Raise your arms overhead. On your exhale, swim your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Take a smooth breath in, puff your chest. Exhale and fold forward into your humble warrior. Stabilizing your shape by grounding both feet and actively drawing your right hip back, hugging your right hip in toward the midline. So we're going to hold the legs and torso in place, release just your arms forward, reaching them alongside your ears. And I know it's hot, power up your back legs so you don't feel too top heavy. We're just here for 3 more breaths. There's a rest coming up. And release. Hands to the floor, walk a quarter turn around to your left for Prasarita Padottanasana. Take a wide stance. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward.
Here's what I found.
Exhale and fold. Thanks, Siri. Here to hold. Rest and settle the rhythm of your breath. Next breath in, lift up halfway, open your throat, look forward. Exhale, walk around, face the top of your mat and step up. Inhale, hands to shins, Ardha Uttanasana. And then just pause for another breath. Then take your fingertips to the floor and we'll return to our squat, toe heeling your feet wide, your version of Malasana, sitting low, hands to prayer. Slow and steady, inhale, press to stand, through your heels, arms alongside your body. Exhale, lower to your squat. We've got 4 more, light squeeze to your glutes, hips press forward as you stand. And then when you're ready, come to stand, bring your feet together and your hands to prayer. Inhale, arms reach overhead, shoulder width apart. Exhale, bend the knees, motion your hips down and back, Utkatasana. Take another breath and forward fold over your legs. Open on your inhale. Exhale, step to plank pose. Take a breath in Exhale, vinyasa. Breathing in, back bend of your choice. And then downward facing dog. On your inhale, send your left leg up and back. Exhale, core lunge, knee to nose. Breath in, down dog splits. Breath out, left knee to your upper left arm. Inhale, lengthen your left leg back. Exhale, cross-legged lunge in the air. Breathe in, down dog splits. Breathe out, high lunge. Arms reach overhead. And then hands to your hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower and hover your right knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Slow and steady. Next time your right knee lowers, just hold it there and work towards straightening your right leg any amount. Breathe here. Calm breath in. Slow breath out. Last breath. And then ground and seal your right heel, arms overhead. And then hands behind your back, interweave your fingers. Breath in, curl your heart up. Exhale and fold, humble warrior. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep it calm, your breath focused, finding your strength. Keep powering up the back leg. Now, last little challenge, hold your legs and torso in place. Release your arms forward alongside your ears. Just keep breathing, keeping that focus steady on your breath. And then hands to the floor, walk around to your right for spread leg forward fold. Take a few moments to align your toes into a straight line before you open and fold between your legs. Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, lifting up onto the fingertips. Exhale, walk around, face the top of your mat, and we'll step back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, come forward to plank pose, pause there. And then transition into side plank on your right. To modify here, you can set the right knee to the floor, find your form, stabilize your right shoulder blade in, lengthening your tailbone toward your right heel. And then we're here for 30 seconds. Finding your calm, focus, inner strength. You've got this. Slow, steady breath. Nearly there. And then back to your plank pose, take a breath. Change sides, left side Vashisthasana, side plank. Find your balance. Choose to modify if it's appropriate. And then find an even muscular effort through your legs, left side waist, shoulder, and pushing down where you make contact with the mat. I've already started the timer, you've got this as well. Balancing out. Last few breaths. And then return to your plank on your inhale, lower to your belly, And we'll set up for locust pose. Option here to interlace your hands behind your back or keep your arms wide, fingers spread, lifting up into your locust pose, and we're holding here 30 seconds. You are nearly there. Notice if you can lift just a little higher, last 15 seconds. Nestle the shoulder blades in toward each other. Rest coming up. And then press back to your child's pose, knees wide, arms relaxed. Well done. You're going to cool down now, last few minutes of class, to release and stretch and allow your nervous system to find its calm state before you step out into your day or your evening. Returning to your downward facing dog. On your inhale, raise your right leg up and back, bend your knee and open your hip if that feels good. Right heel toward your left buttocks. Lengthening into the right hip flexors. And then inhale, straighten and square your hips. And step up to a low lunge. Soften the left knee to the floor. Easy twist here. Walk your left fingertips off the left side of your mat. Raise your right arm up toward the ceiling. And from here, you might like to soften your right knee out to the side onto the outer edge of your foot. You can either stay here or circle your right arm back, bend your left knee, take a quad stretch, heel toward your buttocks. Notice if you can down regulate the effort in your breath now, returning to your quiet, slow, measured breath. Release your bind if you had one there. Hands to the inside of your right foot, or you can frame your right foot. Drift your weight back for half splits, Ardha Hanuman. And just encourage your right leg towards straight there. And you can keep this shape quite passive, or you can make it a little bit more active and work on your eccentric strength by activating the hamstrings while they're in their lengthened position. To do that, just press your right heel actively down into the floor and create the action of pulling it back. And this builds more passive range of motion in the hamstrings, but it also builds more strength in that range of motion. And then lunging forward, we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg up and back, bend the knee, open your hip. And then inhale, straighten and square, stepping up into low lunge, right knee softly down, easy twist. Walk your right fingertips off the right side of your mat, left arm up toward the ceiling. You can look up, strengthening the neck muscles, or you can relax your neck, look down. You can either stay here or circle your left arm back, bend your right knee, take a quad stretch if that's accessible. And then release your bind, hands to the inside of your left foot or frame your left foot, make your way into Ardha Hanumanasana. Working your left leg towards straight, toes flexed, and up to you. You can add that isometric contraction, digging your left heel down, trying to drag it back. Or explore a more passive stretch. Breathe deep with less effort. And releasing, lunging forward. Come up onto the fingertips And either threading your right leg all the way through, find a seat, or make your way there in the most comfortable way. Taking a final forward fold here to seal your practice, Paschimottanasana, or an easy cross-legged fold, your choice. As you're ready, sweep your arms overhead and then forward fold with ease, making any adjustments for that to happen. A bend in your knees, soft shoulders, longer exhales. You're letting go now. And if you do have a few more minutes to rest in Shavasana, I would encourage that. Allow your body and mind to integrate and absorb the benefits of your practice. So pressing pause on me and you for just a few quiet moments to yourself, if you have the time. And I hope you've enjoyed this practice, that it challenged you in all the right ways for you today. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.